Goody.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the All Elite Zone podcast on YouTube and Twitch. We're here with our we're going to do a Rampage reaction after this, but we're here for with AEW and ROH star Matt Taven, uh, one of the best wrestlers in the entire world. I always compare him to AJ Styles a lot. Uh, but yeah, it's a very great to have you on. I'm Matt Taven. I know it's pretty like hectic. You're going to WrestleCade and all that. Um, so
Yeah, I'm here in the airport right now. As you can see behind me, this is my lovely digs at the moment. But thank you for the kind words. It's great to be here.
great. So I guess I'll go first, and then Lane, then Jacobs. Uh, and all right. So my first question is, you and Mike Bennett and Maria, you are the Kingdom.
Yeah.
You came to AEW. You came to Impact. You've been everywhere. But now you're in AEW. Uh, well, first I want to say, like, how did the Kingdom come together? Like from the very beginning, it was you, Mike Bennett, Maria, and Adam Cole. So how did that come together?
Well, the kingdom first came together because it was something that was real. It was something that was happening behind the scenes. Me and Cole were very good friends. Me and Mike had known each other since we started, and we kind of came up in the New England area together, and we were all in Ring of Honor together. And it was kind of a time where I needed something fresh. I needed something new. And Mike and Cole and Maria had already kind of started making this thing. And then it was really a no-brainer just because we're already traveling together as it was that we should join up because what was going on behind the camera was very easy to show on screen. And I think everything that came across as real with the kingdom was because it was. And I think it was something that I tried to do with the second incarnation with the kingdom as well, was surround myself with people that I was close to, that I knew, that I came up with. And I feel like both versions of the kingdom really kind of encapsulate that feeling of a bunch of guys that not only had been through it together, had gone through a lot of stuff, but were cheerleaders for one another. We're trying to help one another, and we're on a mission to make each other better.
Like that. So I have a question for you. So I was at the pay-per-view back here in Dallas when you guys officially formed Honor No More. So I want to know, like, what's a little insight on that? Like, how did that all come to be? Because I remember my fiance, she was smacking me upside the head with how much I was freaking out as you guys were running by me. So how did Honor No More kind of come to be?
Well, it's very similar to the kingdom. I mean, Eddie Edwards was someone who came up a little bit ahead of me and Mike in the New England area, but someone that we always looked up to, someone that always helped us out. And that whole crew were guys that were very close to each other in Ring of Honor. Myself, Vincent, Mike, Maria, all Kingdom members. Kenny King is a longtime friend of mine, and PCO kind of our wild card, our muscle of the group. And but it was a no brainer that when we're coming into Impact, to pair up with a guy that had done so much for me, not just in Ring of Honor, but in the Indies as well. And had always looked out for me, and a little behind the scenes is that Eddie Edwards was one of the first people to reach out to me after the whole Ring of Honor thing happened, when the company was first being sold last year about this time, and was a guy that reached out to all of us and kind of got the ball movement on the Honor No More deal. And then once it was time to go, it happened very quick. I think Wednesday of that week, I wasn't even supposed to be in Dallas, and next thing you know, I'm on a flight and we're running out on pay-per-view, and here we go. Here's the next year of my career. But it all really started the same way the Kingdom started, something that was very real, that people knew would come across on screen as real, and we just brought it from behind the scenes to in front of the camera.
Yeah, I could definitely tell. It was one of those like fun factions this year. Like I thought it was one of my favorite moments of wrestling this year. So thank you
Thank
for
you.
answering that question for me because I was super stoked to have it.
No, thank you, man. Honor No More is it's a wild time to kind of look at my career and kind of see this 10 months of Impact block being in there. But it was a blast because Honor No More was a bunch of people that I was real life friends with, and inside the ring, outside the ring, we spent those 10 months together. And especially after all the wild stuff that was going on, it was good to kind of make that next chapter of my career together with a bunch of people that I had been, coming up with for years with.
You were trained by Bob Evans and Spike Dudley. Can you tell
Yeah.
us the impact they had on your career?
I mean, Spike especially, Spike was my first trainer and my main trainer. And it was one of those things where I realized there was so much more to wrestling. I knew Spike Dudley as this hardcore ECW guy. I grew up in the Northeast, so I'd seen ECW. I'd gone and watched the shows. So I when I first went in to train with Spike, I'm thinking, what am I getting myself into? This guy's a hardcore legend for the most part. And then I realized this guy knows so much about wrestling, but he was so smart that he knew his niche in wrestling and how he was going to make it and make more money and to kind of find his place. And that he's not the biggest guy, he's not the Shawn Michaels of the group. He's this small guy, but he's got it all up here, and he made sure he used that to the fullest. And he made a career out of wrestling, was in every major company because of his brain. So it really kind of blew me away the first day that I met Spike Dudley and just realized, like, oh my God, I'm in a master's class right now. I'm jumping into the pool, and I'm in there with someone who's a legit genius. Because I even say, like, go and watch Spike Dudley versus RVD, and it's crazy because you think like, oh, RVD, but then you watch this and Spike's doing more RVD stuff than RVD is in the match. It's just
Right.
he could adapt to everyone. So it was really something special, and it was cool to. There's so many guys that came from under Spike that have done so many things. So there's times where we see each other or we see Spike and we kind of get to ask him like, hey, what do you think of this or what do you think of that, and to kind of have that relationship with someone as accredited as Spike Dudley was really beneficial for me and Vincent and TK and Mike Bennett and all of us right from the start.
Oh, that's
It
awesome.
definitely shows for sure. Like you kind of like just watching your matches and just going back and watch some of his, it really shows how that psychology transferred over into your career as well.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he's a thinking man's wrestler, and he definitely did his fair share of crazy stuff. But at the same time, he knew when to do it, how to do it, why to do it, and something that still that to this day I use a lot of lessons that Spike taught me in that first couple of years.
Awesome.
Yeah. My next question is, well, the Kingdom is now in ROH, AEW, I guess you'd say. Adam Cole is in AEW as well. Of course, his status is not known right now with his injury. Could you see a reunion with Adam Cole in the Kingdom in AEW? Well, AEW Ring of Honor type deal.
I mean, I wrestling, you got to say never, say never, because Mike came back 5 years and we reunited there. But my big thing when it comes to Adam and just kind of the whole situation is that he needs to take his time and just kind of find out what the future holds for him in general and when it's time to come back. TK Orion was a guy that was in the Kingdom as well, dealt with some concussions, decided that that's probably going to be it. Like he just didn't want to take the risk anymore, and I completely understand that. And that's something that he had to make that decision. And Adam is still recovering and is going to have to kind of. I personally am always one to say, take your time. I've been there with a bunch of different injuries, and I can tell you this much: if you rush it, you'll end up right back to where you were in the first place. So I'm just hoping for everyone that's in that situation just to take their time and figure out what their future holds.
I know you had a knee injury a little bit back. What was something that kept you like your head straight, positive, and saying, hey, I got to come back. I got to get back to the fans in the ring. Because something like that's got to be really tough to get through mentally and physically. So what was that, like your mindset to get you back to that point to say, hey, I got to be the best wrestler I've ever been once the injury was healed up and ready to go?
I mean, for me, I'm always personally finding things to motivate me, you know, things people say, things when people question me. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to show you elsewise. But for I think most wrestlers, and the reason how we get in it in the first place is that we've seen others do the same exact thing. You know, I can't tell you the list of wrestlers I've seen come back from injuries that are even way worse than the things that I've gone through. And, you know, even ones that I saw up close and personal. Tommaso Ciampa was one that, you know, we were close friends, came up in New England. I was personally driving him to some of his rehab appointments every once in a while when he needed a ride. And it's just like, I was watching him like fight and come back. And I was like, man, that's what a wrestler is. You know what I mean? It's coming back from all this adversity. It's a hard gig as it is in the first place. And now it's like you get so far and this thing gets thrown on your plate. It's like, I can't stop now. I got to come back better than ever. And there's a lot of things that are kind of blessings in disguise when it comes to injuries as well, because wrestling's a lot about staying fresh and reinventing yourself and not finding always something that's appealing to people. And I think a lot of my injuries gave me time to really kind of think about what I wanted to do when I came back, change up anything that I was looking to change, and really kind of, you know, absence makes the heart grow fonder. So I would leave for a little bit. People would miss me here. I'd come right back. So it's you always got to find the silver lining for stuff like major injuries like that. It definitely was tough, and there was definitely plenty of times where I was like, what am I doing? Like, how am I going to go on? But you know, it's you throw on that giant knee brace and you keep it moving. So for me, it was just kind of another badge of honor of being a professional wrestler.
Well, I appreciate it because you guys, especially during the pandemic, you know, really was, well, not just my escape, but I know many fans' escape from everything, and then just giving us entertainment, you know, and just memories just week after week, especially a lot of your matches. I'm always blown away by your stuff in the ring. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you again for everything you do in the ring.
No, I appreciate it. And strangely, like the pandemic worked out for me because I was able to I was rehabbing my ankle surgery, and I was like, well, if we're going to have time off, I'm going to get my knee cleaned up as well. So by the time I came back, I had rehabbed 2 surgeries. So it was, it worked. I took advantage of that time.
Guys, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, can you take us back to the night you won the ROH Television Championship?
Oof, long time ago at this point. But, you know, it was my very first night under contract with Ring of Honor. So there was a lot of pressure that I put on myself. I knew I was in there with a person who Ring of Honor had looked at as the future. You know, Adam Cole, everyone knew that they were onto something with him. He's just one of those guys that as soon as you met him, you knew he was going to be a big star. So Ring of Honor was going to move forward with him. And here I find myself the first night I'm under any sort of contract with Ring of Honor and in the ring with what I know their future major star is going to be. So I had a lot of pressure on myself. And also, you know, I know how Ring of Honor fans can be. And when a guy who comes in brand new wins the television championship right off the bat, I knew the reaction was going to be like, he's not one of our guys. So, like, you know, I had a lot of pressure on myself to really kind of feed into that. But I look back on that time with great fondness. Like, it's one of those things I wish I could know what I know now and do it all over again, because my time with Truth Martini and the Ring of Honor Television Championship reign was great. But like now I watch it and there's so many things I know like I could make better. And I think that's, you know, that's life. Everyone will watch back their stuff and be like, "Oh, I wish I could have that one back." But especially it being my first thing in Ring of Honor, I look at it like, oh, I wish I could have that one back. But at the same time, man, what a night. Chicago was always a great crowd for us. So it was nice to kind of start off with such a bang and then upset people right off the bat. Everyone get mad at me right off Jump Street.
Automatic heel heat, man. That's not to say that's what you need. At least you're getting some reaction, and then you win them over in the end.
Hey, you know, we're wrestling's there to make people cheer and make people boo, and trust me, I have no problem doing the role that makes people boo.
I'm gonna go to some of the comments. We are live on YouTube and Twitch right now. Ethan, how was your match against Wardlow in AEW?
I mean, I beat the hell out of him. He's nothing, you know, no big deal at all. It was great. I mean, it was another experience where I find myself thrown in the water again, in the deep end of the pool. First night under contract with AEW, first match with AEW, main event in a place that you know, isn't far from home. I grew up in New England, and Mohegan Sun being there in Connecticut, it was like a lot of familiar faces in the crowd that night. So it's just another place where it's like, let's see if I can get past all this pressure and make it happen one more time. I mean, the result is going to be different next time me and Wardlow get in the ring, I'll tell you that much. But overall, you know, being a kid that grew up in New England and showing up in AEW and main eventing my first night there in Mohegan Sun, I would say that's a win overall in the career of Matt Taven.
Taven,
Definitely one of the top matches for me this year.
Matt Taven and Helico. That'd be an interesting match. Have you?
I would love to wrestle Angelico. We've never wrestled. We both have done a lot of stuff in Mexico, really made our names for ourselves in Mexico, but him with AAA, me with CMLL, you know, two rival companies. So we've never crossed paths, but hopefully we can make it happen in AEW, because I'm a huge fan of him. Huge fan. I think he's one of those guys that's super underrated. And I think that the two of us in the ring together could make some magic.
Angel, please say hi to me.
Hi. How are you?
There's my fiance.
Mike Dudley. Okay, everyone.
Hey, Mike.
What's your favorite match you have done?
My favorite match, I would say, is me and Jay Lethal doing the hour match in Vegas. You know, everyone thinks I'm going to say Madison Square Garden, but to me, that never happens without the match that happens with me and Jay Lethal in Vegas. And it was definitely Matt Taven has moved himself into the heavyweight championship position. Let's see if he can hang with the absolute top guy for an hour. And it was a trial by fire. And it was one of those things where if that match is terrible, there's no way I sniff Madison Square Garden. No way. Or if I do get there, I lose. Like it's not going to have the same result that ended up happening. But Jay Lethal's one of the best people, if not the best person I've ever been in the ring with. And to be able to go back and watch that match and say for a solid hour, we had that crowd on the edge of their seat, and not for a second did they ever kind of get quiet or get stale or kind of, you know, get bored with anything going on in the ring. It was just an hour of a wrestling fans having pure enjoyment, and that's all you could ask for.
So I want to just kind of piggyback off that your statement there. How do you prep for a match of 60 minutes or longer? Like, how do you that mindset? Like, do you have to do extra cardio? Like, how do you keep going for that hour? Because I feel like after 10 minutes on the treadmill, I'm dead.
Oh, it's funny because the first time, or when I heard that was going to happen, I was doing cardio and I kind of just sat there and added 30 minutes immediately. It was like, oh no, here we go. So it was definitely upping my cardio. And at the same time, I'd make a routine of just watching Jay Lethal matches while I did cardio until I was dead, you know, and I would sit there and just watch it over and over again. But it is even on the flight out there, I remember thinking, like, how are we going to get through an hour? And funny enough, I remember there was a point in the match early on where I'm thinking to myself, like, we must be 15 minutes in, you know, we're doing good. Maybe 20 minutes in, we're doing great, maybe. And I looked at referee Todd Sinclair and was like, what time? he's like 7 minutes. And I was like, oh no, I'm screwed. Oh no, we're never gonna make it. But no, when you're in there with someone that good, time kind of flies by, and he is a huge part of my career, whether it's when we feuded for the television title or for the world title, and always brought out the best in me. So by the time, that 50-minute mark had hit, there's a thing called the runner's high when people run for so long that they just kind of hit their stride and they feel like they can go forever. We could have wrestled another hour at that point.
No kidding.
Easily.
So AEW 2-hour match on Dynamite.
if it's that same crowd and that same energy that was going on that match, we could have done it no problem. Someone's going to try to do it, and now it's going to be like a dead crowd where I'm like, all right, I can't go on.
Just do it down here in Texas. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Courtney is here. The party can start.
We need to find out how many claws deep is Courtney Jean. Everyone knows her go-to is White Claws.
I was going to ask, have you ever been pranked, and have you ever pulled any pranks?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, there's always you always have these light little pranks that kind of make the monotonacy, or people stress out so much because it's such a land, go, and so you're just kind of moving at all times, and you get in these little all right, I do this and that, and then when someone throws you off your game plan, it gets you all flustered, and then everyone loves to laugh at that. So I remember one time in particular, someone hiding the old walking stick that I used to come out with after knee surgery, and it was my entrance, and I remember being like, all right, I know someone's hiding it, and it's a good joke, but my music's about to play right now. I need that now. And, I'm like, everyone clearly on their face knows where it is. And I'm the only one not in the joke. I'm like, all right, guys. And they're like, I don't know, maybe you should just go to your match. And someone hit it right by the entrance. And I was like, oh, good one. I'm going to kill everyone when I get back.
That's funny, though.
But it's always little stuff like that. It's always never anything malicious. It's just stuff to kind of break up the monotony of stress out. Here's the hotel. Here's the venue. Stress out some more.
Yes.
I guess my next question, this is about the end, this year, last year, ROH Final Battle. There's rumors of ROH possibly folding, and then what happens? Well, kind of. After Final Battle, what was your initial thoughts of before you got the input? How do I say it?
Well, I'll tell you this much. My initial thoughts about what was going to happen after Final Battle was I had no thoughts. I didn't know what was going to happen. I was hoping for the best. And all of us, it's a strange thing when, one person kind of is either released from their contract or their contract expires or whatever the case may be, they find themselves out in the free world. And it always kind of, you watch it from afar and you're like, oh, well, I hope for the best for that person. It's a totally different story when 60 people are all of a sudden just kind of thrown out on the wild, all trying to see what happens next. And like I said, luckily Impact's really reached out to us very quickly, and I didn't have to stress that much longer. But I knew going into Final Battle that if that was the last time I ever stepped in an ROH ring, that I wanted to make sure that us and the Briscoes had a match that people remembered. And I think that I just recently watched it again because us and the Briscoes are at WrestleCade this weekend, tomorrow night. And so I watched it back again, and there's not many matches in ROH that I'm more proud of. And so I think that's, for the Sinclair era, that's the exclamation point I want to remember for that period of ROH.
So I know a lot of wrestlers, they take inspiration from video game, TV shows, really anything in general about their ring gear. Is there a specific ring gear that you love that you got inspired from either by a video game or a movie?
Oh, that's a great question. I love ring gear, and I've had like the opportunity to sit down with some of my idols. I've lucked out and found myself in a car for 4 hours with Bret Hart and was asking him all this intricate stuff about his ring gear. And I was like, oh, why'd you do this design for this? And it's always really fun to pick people's brains for that. I find myself personally, I can define portions of my career from the gear that I'm wearing at that time. And like a Chris Jericho, like you can think of, oh, when he's wearing this, it's that time of his career. When he's wearing that, and I always kind of wanted to have the same feeling. So there's times where certain parts of my gear, it's like, well, I'll take the side of my gear and make it almost like a Bret Hart or a Shawn Michaels or something. But then I want to do the rest something different, so someone doesn't think I'm just ripping off this thing. Or I remember certain T-shirt designs growing up and being like, oh, it's really cool to do it off-centered like this or that. And that's always something that guys like Vincent has always helped me with. He's got a great eye for stuff like that, and we've always bounced ideas off one another. But for me personally, I wear purple because it's a tribute to my uncle who passed away from pancreatic cancer. And as long as it's purple, I'm kind of open to the design, and I'll take any ideas that I see in the wild or I've seen throughout history of wrestling and kind of take little pieces of it and make it my own.
Wow, that's amazing. I never knew that. Well, I love the color, and just to know that even more, it's that's awesome, man. I'm glad that you're doing something great for one of your family members that passed on.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
We're going to this question. Courtney Jean, questions. One, can you please say hi to Courtney Jean in the Queendom? Two, when can we expect you in AEW again?
Hopefully soon. I mean, first off, hi, Courtney. Hi, Queendom. And that crew right there, the Queendom, the Honor Club girls, the Honor No More girls, whatever they decided to call themselves, that portion of my career has always kind of been there and helped me through everything. And I'm unbelievably grateful for them. But, with that being said, it's been times when those people get the loudest that has helped my career. So hopefully, we're back on AEW soon. We definitely get thrown into things very quickly. So I'm sure things are kind of settling out, but I'm assuming with Final Battle around the corner, we'll be finding ourselves on AEW sooner than later.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Let me see. Char Rocks. It's been almost 8 weeks since you've seen me. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you miss me?
11. You know what? 12. I'll add it. I like 12 better than 11. Hi, Missy. How are you? I hope you're doing good.
The two more. Weird Yuta versus Matt Taven.
Ooh.
I would love to do that. I've known Wheeler since he was a kid,
Wow.
First getting trained, and just he's always been such a good human who loved wrestling and just wanted to be a part of it in any way possible. And you always root for people like that. So I'm a big fan of Wheeler.
Mike, AEW is very faction heavy. You've already talked about Adam Cole potentially returning, but is there anyone else on that Blood roster that would fit in with you, Mike, and Maria?
I know a guy named Dalton Castle who I've always been pretty close friends with.
That would be awesome.
That would be great.
Getting fanned by the voices you guys come out.
I've always been a fan of things that come from reality, and Dalton and myself have been as thick as thieves since he got into Ring of Honor. So it's one of those things that it's those things that are extra bonuses about being in AEW, because now I'm seeing all these people that I haven't seen in a while.
That's awesome. Is there anybody in AEW that you are excited to work with, or you want them to be front of the line to work with very soon?
Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho has my title. He's always been an idol of mine, and he's dodging me. He's trying to wear purple now. The guy's dodging me.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Shots
It's your
fired.
time, man. Go win it back. Go beat Jericho.
Hey,
That
I think
championship
that's
means
how the
honor brought
story.
back to it.
You know what I mean? If I'm writing this, that's how the story ends. Taven Jericho.
Yes, please.
I was gonna ask, did you play any sports before you started wrestling?
Oh, I mean, I played every sport growing up as humanly possible. I'm a big basketball, football, baseball guy, but basketball and football are always my still prime sports, and still to this day, I find that it's hard to recreate the cardio that you get in a wrestling ring, and I would say probably the closest thing to it is playing basketball. So I will find a pickup game wherever I can to get myself in ring shape.
Yeah.
Christy, hey Matt, it's Chris. Very important question. How's Griff?
Oh, he's the best. That's my golden retriever.
Oh.
It's the hardest part about being on the road is leaving and he like sits. Today he was sitting by the door when I left, breaking my heart. But I'll see him in a couple of days.
Mike, non-wrestling question. Are you worried about the Wizards dethroning your prestigious Celtics in Eastern Conference this year?
Ooh.
No, I think the Celtics are playing fantastic, and we have guys on the injury list. And Time Lord comes back healthy, please, Wizards.
Is Matt's favorite band today Green Day? Tonight, Green Day.
I feel like there's a joke there, and because my favorite band isn't Green Day, so I'm wondering what I'm trying to decode this joke. I don't get it. Ryan, I know who Ryan is. Ryan's a great dude. Ryan's the man, but I'm confused with Green Day.
Where's the greatest food you've ever seen in Vinny's beard?
I'll tell you the worst food you ever see, and he'll get like an eggs Benedict or something runny,
no.
and then it'll be like running in his, and you're just sitting there watching him clean it, and it'll never get out of there. It's in there forever.
Oh man.
I guess
That's
my next
nasty.
question is, Tony Khan bought ROH later this year. So what is your thoughts on the new Ring of Honor under Tony Khan?
I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited that first off that it's not just fading off into the distance, and there's a guy who knows what to do with this unbelievable library that he has now, and there's so many things in there that I feel like don't get the credit that they deserve, especially the pandemic Ring of Honor, I think was second to none. And now I think more people will be able to see it when Tony's able to get it out there. So I was pumped that Tony ended up grabbing that, because now that the legacy of Ring of Honor will live on, and also it continues now with a whole new era, and it's been crazy to see all these different eras of Ring of Honor. And one day, wherever it ends up, someone I'm sure will be able to go through the whole streaming service and see it from the very beginning and enjoy it for what it's become.
What was that moment that got you into wrestling as a fan, as a wrestler? What was that one match, that one moment that's like, man, I got to keep watching. I got to get into this. Like what was the start of your journey?
So I can remember this like it was yesterday. This is something that's burned in my mind. I loved wrestling and wanted to be a wrestler since I was 5-6 years old, but I can remember exactly the moment that I got into wrestling. My Uncle Joe was staying with us, and he was a wrestling fan. I had no idea what wrestling was, and I had watched Saturday morning cartoons, and he made me go over and change the little dial on the TV to whatever station it was. And next thing I knew was like the Ultimate Warrior with the background of superstars where like the lightning bolt hits behind him, and it's all the colors. And it was like, to me as a kid at that point, it was like, cartoons that I grew up watching had come to life and were real life people. And so, I go from loving He-Man and the Ninja Turtles to seeing the Ultimate Warrior and the Macho Man. It's like, oh my God, these are things that I was into, but now as real people. And I was hooked. I mean, my poor parents' furniture didn't stand a chance. I was jumping off everything and body slamming every pillow I could find. So it's been a long journey with wrestling and me.
Man, so during that time frame of just all those personalities in wrestling, like I could definitely see like the cartoon character, that just that crazy over the top superhero. Like there was a lot of great wrestlers in that time frame. Was there any like specific wrestler like that was your favorite and that you like, man, like this guy like is amazing. Like this guy, like every week you wanted to see him win. Like who was that wrestler for you?
Well, I think it goes through different phases, right? At the beginning, it was definitely, the Ultimate Warrior and the Macho Man were like my first two. But then I became a Bret Hart guy, like a die-hard Bret Hart guy. And then you're Bret and Shawn, but you had to pick your side. So I always picked, my first love, Bret. And then as I got into, my teenage years, it was the guys like Chris Jericho and Rob Van Dam that I really kind of always had to make sure I watched their matches. So it's a combination of a progression from, the Macho Man all the way to RVD, Chris Jericho. And there's different time periods of my fandom where I can look back and be like, oh, those are the years I was obsessed with this guy,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Can you tell us your worst injury that you've had?
Final Battle 2015. The ECW Arena. We're defending the titles against War Machine, who are now the Viking Raiders. And I came off the ropes, the outside, and it's just the way my foot hit like half the outside mat, half the concrete. I blew out my ACL. But the thing was, I kept wrestling. So then I ended up tearing my meniscus and my other I tore both meniscus because I continued to wrestle. But yeah, it was quite the process to come back from that one.
Seems like a lot of wrestlers, have done that. Seth Rollins, he tore his ACL, MCL, and meniscus, and Logan Paul just did the same. He tore his ACL, MCL, and meniscus. So
yeah,
that seems like a
brutal.
common.
I mean, it's definitely a common thing. I think now with the amount of athleticism that's in wrestling, and just it's such a combination of all these different sports, and your ACL tears and stuff like the NFL. So when you have the athleticism of the NBA, but the physicality of the NFL, you're going to have injuries like this. So it's kind of par for the course. A lot of guys have had it over the years, but thank God that we live in a day and age where they can rebuild you and send you back out there.
Definitely, man.
Ryan Sullivan, Tevin was a damn good pocket pool player.
Thanks, Ryan.
Charlotte, when you get to Wrestle K, who's the first person you're going to look for, and why is it Ross?
Well, Ross is an employee at Impact who was great to me the last couple of months that we were there at Impact, well, from the beginning of our time at Impact. So I was definitely going to look out for them. Impact has a show tonight that I was hoping to get to, but with these flight delays, I'm going to miss it. But hopefully tomorrow I can run into a lot of people, because it is, having this long of a wrestling career, you run through so many people at the same time. It's hard to stay in touch with everyone because everyone's moving and shaking so much that you kind of only get a time to catch up with them at shows or conventions, and definitely stuff like this or WrestleCade, where there's going to be so many people in the same place. I'll be able to catch up with a lot of people. And that Impact crew, even though it just recently came to an end, it's still, that was the last 10 months of my life. So it feels like it's been a while since I've seen them. So it'll be nice to see all those guys and girls as well.
Don't know how to pronounce. Try my best to pronounce Olga.
Hi, Olga. How are you?
But
I am about to board my next flight, so I probably will have to get it going soon.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was great having you on.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Much appreciated.
Thank you for taking your time out to do this podcast for us or with us. Definitely go check out Matt Taven's Pro Wrestling Tees merchandise. I'll definitely put that in the description below. Yeah, like it was very great having you on. We wanted to have one last guest on this podcast this year, and and on my bucket list, you were on it, Matt Taven. Um,
Thank you, man.
It's been a pleasure,
Yeah.
man. Like you're such a
No,
good
thank
guy.
you.
And
No, thank you so much for having me. I'm sorry that we had to do this in between flights, but we made it work. And let's do it again sometime. It was nice chatting with everyone, and hopefully, I'll see you guys at some live event sooner than later.
of course,
That'd
man.
be great.
Can't wait, man. Hey, be safe tonight, man. Have a safe flight, and thanks for having me.
Yeah,
We'll do,
appreciate it.
guys. Talk to everyone later. Peace.
Wow, that is
That was
amazing.
great.
Like such a nice guy. Go watch his stuff on YouTube, everyone.
Absolutely. Who's your favorite tag team? Two purple hearts.
2 Purple Hearts.
What an amazing story! Like I had no idea that he did that for his uncle. Like about his
Yeah.
ranger. Like I have no idea, and that just that hit home. That hit home hard. So that was awesome.
He's a
to have
stand-up
him, like,
guy, man.
Yeah.
Stand-up guy.
I know he's on his way. Someone's ringing someone's doorbell.
That's my doorbell. Hold on.
Or Mr. Jacobs.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's on his way to a WrestleCade.
Yeah.
I know there was an Impact show night he said he was supposed to be at, but he had a flight delay, and that's how he was able to do this
Oh,
early. If
If you get a chance tomorrow, go check him out at WrestleCade. Go get an 8x10 picture. Maybe get something random signed by him. Just go meet him. Go meet him. Give him all the love, all the support. Give him a hug for us.
when Mr. Jacobs gets back, we'll go to the Rampage live reaction. Trying my best to do not look at spoilers for this.
I saw one thanks to my
Yeah.
fiance. So it's like, oh
I think
no.
I think I know which one.
No. But man, it was just wow. Like I still can't believe we had Matt Taven on the show. He doesn't do a whole lot of podcast or shows in general, interviews. So to have that special moment with the All Elite Zone guys, we thank you guys all for watching. Let's get into Rampage. I better get my TV on, so give me just a second. I'm gonna hop off camera real quick and get my show pulled up.
Yeah, I gotta pull mine up too.
But people still watching. December 16th, Friday, before Rampage, we'll have former WWE Intercontinental Champion UFC fighter Ken Shamrock will be on here. It'll be before Rampage at 8 o'clock Central Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. But Ken Shamrock will be on here. He will be our last guest of the year. This year we've had Alex Shelley, Buddy Matthews, Bryce Rimsberg. Sure, I'm getting a few others. Now Matt Taven tonight, but Ken Shamrock will be our last. He'll be our last guest for the year. We've also got some plans for the 2023, like O'Reilly and some guy who carries some guy who just carries a snake. He's carried a snake his career in a bag. He loves bringing out snakes.
What? We
There
are?
might be
That'd be fun.
there might be a few superheroes. You never know.
Oh, man.
Yeah, definitely stay tuned for 2023 as we'll have even more
Man.
special guests.
Crazy,
Yeah.
man. Like this has been a great year. We're almost celebrating our year anniversary. Like seriously, this has been a great thing to be part of. And I'm glad that Mr. Jacobs is part of it as well. Connor, I'm so glad that you invited me to do this podcast. And then of course all the fans, you guys have been really nice and supportive. So we love you guys. Let's get that number to 250 or 255 or 260. Let's keep on growing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, while we're getting ready to watch Rampage, why don't you guys drop us a question you want us to answer too? Like since we're
This is
getting
not
everything loaded up,
question.
like
This is not the question. Oh man, I just answered this. What was it, Wednesday? I just answered this. I don't feel like I need to explain myself anymore, David.
he's been let go. He's been
And I feel like you're the one who asked this.
He's
on
been
Monday.
featured in Denver.
How about you guys? How about you ask? How about you ask Brody how he's doing and where he's
Yeah,
at?
go ask Brody.
Oh
He'll tell
man.
you.
Oh no, it didn't record. Oh, let's see. Nope, they recorded. Thank goodness.
I don't know what else you want me to say, David. I mean,
Did you record? Oh no. Oh no. Please tell me you recorded, please. Oh man. And dang it, it did not record.
Oh, that sucks.
Son of a yeah. Let me see. Let me try. Let me see if I can find it live. Let's see. Let me see if I has it on. Oh man, I thought I had it set up. Gosh, I have had like the worst technical issues lately. I thought streaming was supposed to make it faster for us.
That's what they said.
Technology, isn't it great? Come for AEW. Here our tech support podcast.
I guess we know in our chat today, someone wanted me to get in that CM Punk mode, and I feel in that situation, in our group chat, that you'd have seen that.
I think,
but
yeah, I don't know.
But I think I can go like CM Punk's at the post music. I can say word for word of what he said, like entire interview thing. I can say word for word of what he said. It's weird. Like I've watched it so many times, I've been able to memorize it.
Yeah, I won't be able to watch Rampage. I'm sorry, y'all.
Let me find the website that like Aiden gave me.
Cool. I'll swing into it. Yeah, I don't want to miss out. I feel like Rampage 2 was it's weird time slot though. Like that was kind of out of the blue. Yeah. Like what was the reasoning behind that? Did they just like say, "Oh, let's"?
I know when I got home there was a hockey game on. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. The NHL's in service, NBA's in service, the World Cup.
Everyone's.
I'm pretty sure there's underwater basket weaving somewhere on ESPN.
Yeah, basket weaving.
What are you using to to watch stuff?
Usually it's on my TV through Hulu.
Well, I got this website that Aiden and Mr. Jacobs use if you want it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. You can send it in the chat or Facebook.
Give me a minute, guys. I'll be right back.
You good?
I'll send it through a messenger.
Man, that was I still can't believe we interviewed Matt Taven. Like,
yeah,
it still blows my mind. Thank you guys for all watching. We're getting ready to do the Rampage. You guys are more prepared than I am with such a long. But yeah, just a good night. Just a really good night of wrestling talk. Okay, let me see if I can watch it.
No, we'll pop up a few ads, but just go out. I'm gonna go back in.
There we go. Huh. I didn't know that was a thing. Cool.
Yeah.
Which one do I watch? What's the one I click? It's 2 full shows. Let's see, here we go. I'll just watch it on my phone and just pop it up on the screen.
I don't guess it matters which one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got full show and.
Why is there? All right. Okay. Maybe it's loading. So, okay. Well, while we're sitting there waiting for Mr. Jacobs to get back and my phone to load, maybe. Guess not.
Can Brody make a return? You ask him. I don't know what else you need to say. I'm not clicking on any more questions.
You guys are good.
Brody.
So, you guys in the comments, while we're getting set up, what was your favorite thing that you guys learned about Matt Taven tonight? Was there anything that you guys took away from the interview? Was there something that you're like, wow, I did not know about it, or was really cool that he was able to ask or get answered for you guys?
What did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed?
I gotta. Let me go. Hold on, all right, my phone's not wanting to pull it up. Let me go on to the thing. So that's okay, Connor. It'll be okay. Yeah, check us out on Spotify and Podbeam. We're going to be posting the interview up here very soon today. So if you guys want to go back and relive it, I know I'm going to, or you can rewatch the replay later on. Yeah,
I'll definitely.
check us out on
Normally for the Rampage, like interviews on it together, I'll chop up just the Matt Taven interview and put it separate. If you just wanted to watch the Matt Taven interview by itself.
All right.
Yeah, it was a great interview.
First,
and subscribe if you haven't. Also,
like and subscribe. And don't worry, we're not going to bother you guys about buying your t-shirt every second. Sorry, that was terrible. Okay, come on, load.
All right.
Let's
David, I'm being very patient.
All right. You see the load up. Come on.
I'm being very cool about this.
Let's say if he mentions Brody again, you block him.
Mr. Jacobs went. Let's see. Actually, I think I just got it.
I do not want to like anyone off this podcast, but I will get in my CM Punk mode.
So how do you get load here? Come on.
Because you fancy yourself a journalist, a sweet word of professional wrestling. For real, I can go on and on with that thing.
All right.
Go off like Tony Khan.
This
freaking guy right here. This guy right here. He won.
I love those post media things. Like some might be controversial. But... What happened? Well, I don't know what.
Nope.
Well,
Technical difficulties.
there's no rush. It's Friday. So. Okay. Reality creators. We need a Rosa, Storm, Mercedes. For the plotting gut smash. Hey, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I'd watch that.
I guess. Yeah, Sasha, Mercedes. Yeah, Sasha. I kind of hope they don't. I don't think they should sign her. Really, that's a unpopular opinion, but I think they've got a good women's division as they got. They got Jamie Hayter, they got Tony Storm, Selena D.
It's pretty solid, you know.
But I don't think Sasha's done with WWE. You know, she's still on the roster, still in her merchandise. I don't think she's done.
No, she's not leaving there anytime soon.
She's still on their roster, so.
And plus, they're bringing her back in a big way now, so.
Yeah.
Hope they can get it working.
Yeah. Is yours working fine? The stream thing?
Yeah, I have it up. I'm gonna press play whenever everybody's ready.
Hmm. But I have to sit up here and do this because we have irresponsible people who call themselves EVPs. Couldn't fucking manage a target. They spread lies and bullshit and put into media that I got somebody if I want to have fuck all to do with him. Want nothing to do with him. Do not care where he works, where he doesn't work, where he eats, where he sleeps. The fact that I have to come up here and do this in 2022 is fucking embarrassing. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I know all that word for word.
That's
I
a
know
good thing.
I know it word for word. I liked like MJF's post media scrum. It wasn't as controversial as Punk's was, but
Yeah, I thought that was good. I ain't gonna lie. I did a standing ovation when he finished. Stood up in my living room and clapped. That's
who
how you do it.
like MJF,
Yeah.
we say thank you. Uh, I forget what he said.
You think you fuck you bye.
Yeah, thank you.
You got that from Jen Cornette. Yeah.
Yeah, it's MJF's now though. Whew.
Is Lane coming back?
He said I'll try and make it back.
Hmm.
Well, I guess we can just go ahead and start.
All right. Well, ready whenever you are.
I'm pressing play now. This was like a Monday night
Mhm.
Nitro thing. Rampage. Now, as you may know, this aired at 3 o'clock in the afternoon today, or 4, whatever it did.
Yeah.
And I had to sit at the doctor's office for 4 hours today, so I wasn't able to make it. If I
Mm.
wanted to, ridiculous. Shouldn't I think for 4 hours?
That's way too long.
But luckily on this podcast, so I can watch it. But this Rampage, it's as the thumbnail is, it's FTR versus Top Flight.
Oh yeah, going right into it.
Darius Martin's finally back. I thought he'd be out a little bit longer, but he's back, which is good. This is for the ROH World Tag Team Championships.
Great to see Top
Friday,
Flight together though.
Black Friday Rampage. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Like Dante Martin's been healthy, but it just seems that Darius Martin, towards ACL one time, he was out. He got into a car accident this year. He's out, and now he's
Mm.
back.
Hope
So
he's here to
hopefully,
stay, man.
I sort of feel like him and Dante need to readjust their moveset because some of those high flying moves doing so. I mean, you may have done like a lot in your career, but it always takes that one step
Yeah.
to mess up, and especially like I think Top Flight could be future AEW tag champions. But but especially Darius, he's got to keep healthy. He's got to He can't
I
afford
agree.
another. He can't afford another big setback injury.
I mean, I personally think if he can stay healthy, they have a good shot at the titles.
Yeah. Jim Ross said the same thing. He said these guys have the sky. Jim Ross said he said the sky's the limit for top flight. They can just stay healthy.
Right. Ooh,
I don't
nice
think
arm drag.
I don't think these two teams ever went against each other.
I don't think so. I don't remember ever seeing them go at it.
And on the bottom it's got Dark Order versus Roosh and Butcher and Blade. I like Butcher and Blade.
Oh, yeah, they went right into the match. They didn't even no entrance or nothing. They just start the match.
See, lots of times what they do for Rampage is they film the entrance, but they just put them on YouTube before Rampage in case
Yeah,
people wanted to watch that. So they'll, with Rampage only been an hour, just go straight into it. Like do the power real fast and go straight into it. Which is something, you only got an hour of TV, so you got to make the best of what you got.
right. Great tag team work by Top Flight right now.
Ooh, that was good. Ooh, DDT.
Yeah, beautiful sequence. That was awesome.
That was like a mid-air DDT in a way.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that the last time that Darius Martin was on TV was with Jeff and Matt Hardy in a 8-man tag.
Yeah.
That sucks. Not that the match sucked, like the circumstances.
Hmm.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, we got a tag. Low. Oh, Dante Martin out of the air. This is a really good match. Oh, we got a double pin. Oh, and two kick out. Dante with the big boot. Dante makes the tag coming off the top. And FTR got out of the way.
All right, I'm back.
I gotta say, they're killing it, man. The opener, not a bad opener at all.
Sorry, everyone, if my voice is all scratchy.
Yeah, you're good. Oh,
Who's that? Mark Sterling? Was that a fan? It looked like Sanjay Dutt for a minute. The guy in the crowd, the
it
bald
did.
guy.
Tag is made in FTR.
Have I told you about like I went to Full Gear, right?
Yeah.
Full Gear is a lot of I don't know if I said anything. Did I talk about the fans that got into a fight at Full Gear? I think I
Oh, yeah,
did.
you did. Yeah, you did. Drunk, unruly fans.
It's like at last year we went to like All Out. They got into a fight there, and to do it again at Full Gear. Like, why is it all the pay per views gonna act stupid?
I don't know, man. There's always one or two that decide to
Ruin it.
ruin everybody's fun and fight and all that shit. I mean, there's always one or two people that do that at every show,
I mean, come on.
especially pay-per-views. I'm not sure why they decide to do all that during a pay-per-view.
Yeah, and this guy wants to do it like right before, like during the main event, which is so stupid. Mocks
Yeah.
MJF.
I mean, really, it's disrespectful to the wrestlers because they're putting on a show, and then they have to, and then people have to stop what they're looking at to look at who's fighting. And I
Yeah,
mean, it's disrespectful if you ask me.
yeah, and most times so stuff that's petty. Like the guy during the main event, he took off his shirt and pants for whatever reason, and then
Just wanted to be the center of attention.
14 security guards went up there to make sure. Then like fans were like getting mad at the security guard because they're blocking the area, so they just ejected the fans. So,
Either that
ooh,
or the fans around him would have beat the hell out of him.
yeah, that was a good suicide dive.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it would be a huge upset if they beat FTR. The top flight beat them.
Yeah, this would be an upset. So it crossbody. Yeah, they're actually not doing too many halfway moves in this match. Well, they are, but
Yeah.
slight different. Oh, they have changed the game cover. Yeah,
Ooh, a flying headbutt.
I've seen a lot of people do that move here recently. Flying headbutt.
Yeah.
I've seen Brian Danielson,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Dax Harwood's done it a little bit. Someone in WWE has been doing it as well. I can't remember who it is, but someone in WWE has been doing it as well.
Hmm.
But the way Chris Benoit did it was differently. Like he had like literally head first. They're kind of doing it in
Yeah.
a different way. Uh oh, slingshot, slingshot powerbomb. Then
That was a hell of a power bomb. Get the splash.
he got all the force on that. It slammed him into the mat.
Oh, oh God! You see that clothesline? Uh oh. Oh man, that was so close. Top flight almost had it.
Oh, he was there. He was there for the finish, but
Ooh, nice DDT.
oh, he almost had him there. If he would have just locked that in a little bit better, he would have had it.
Yeah, he was so close.
That's one thing that can be disadvantage to high flying. You're going so fast and easily mess up.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, I know that hurt. Chest going into someone's chest like that.
That's gotta hurt. Oh,
Mm.
Spanish fly. No. Uh oh. Here we
Jim
go.
Ross. Jim Ross is getting into it. Oh, what a brain buster! This is bringing back like vibes from every tag team in each generation, really.
Yeah.
Oh, every time Top Flight almost have it in this match.
Yeah, they've been so close, man. So close.
Oh, again, quick
Oh.
Friday after.
Oh, they hit it. They hit it flush right there. That's got to be it. FTR.
Oh,
Great opener, man. The great
Boom.
opener.
What a finish. 1, 2. I love FTR's finisher.
That is a dope finisher. I like it too.
And apparently, Dante Martin got injured in this match.
Hmm.
They filmed this after Dynamite, and someone posted a picture of that Dante Martin was injured, but apparently it's
Oh,
not serious. But apparently it's not a serious injury. It's not. It's not gonna. He's not gonna
okay.
be up. He's not gonna be out anytime. So that's good.
Yeah, that's really good. Need them healthy.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
That was a good first match.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oakland, California.
Man, Hobbs is gonna get that major push, man. You just wait. I can see it. The Book of Hobbs, I love all that, man. I mean, they need to push him to the moon.
Hmm. That's definitely really different. Hobbs doesn't really he doesn't really cut many promos on his own because ever since he's brought Brook, I mean broke away from Team Taz. He's had to do like a little bit more on his own. So we're getting to see
Yeah.
that, getting to see him talk a little bit more. And maybe it was a good thing he didn't talk at first because he has that mouthpiece like Taz to coach him. So eventually, when he does,
Mm-hmm.
have to get him like himself, kind of like Christian Cage was the Jungle Boy. Maybe Sting a little bit to Darby.
What are they doing? What was with the whole turn? I don't get that.
You got a commercial?
Nah, Jericho's walking down to the ring on my end.
I can probably fast forward it. It's taped. You said Jericho's watching. He's walking to the
Yeah, they
ring.
just got into the ring. Yeah.
All right. 4 hours. Is Claudio coming out on your end?
Nuh-uh. Jericho Society's all in the ring right now.
Let me know when Claudio comes on your end. I guess.
Okay. The Ocho. So I gotta say, Chris Jericho's gotten himself back into good shape, though.
Did he just say the king on your end?
Mm-mm.
Did you say 4 hours?
Not yet.
Kind of getting the same. He's always got to call someone.
How many nicknames does Jericho have now?
Golly. Over to his clear. Shoot. Lionheart. Y2J. The Ocho. The Champion. The Demo God.
The Wizard.
Wizard. Probably some other ones I'm forgetting.
Now you said 4 eyes. And now Claudio's coming out. He caught him 4 eyes. Check out the suit on Claudio. That's a nice suit.
Claudio always wears good suits. Are we gonna get
I'm
something
hoping
else
Claudio
for?
wins it back.
I feel like this is gonna have something to do with Final Battle or like his next pay per view. This promo right here.
Mm.
I feel like Claudio should never lost it,
I
but
agree. He,
hopefully he regains it back pretty soon because I think he would be the perfect person to go into a ROH TV show with him being champion.
yeah. And his last reign was so short, man. They gotta bring it back, man. You gotta have him win the title back and keep it longer.
Maybe this second time, if he wins it, he'll be able to go on a real ROH run on a weekly ROH show instead of AEW.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a good thing he lost it, so we didn't have to. That's the only thing I like about ROH. Like it, sometimes the ROH is overshadowing AEW a little bit. Like you're trying to showcase so many
Yeah.
titles, and sometimes it can overshadow. It's hard to find a balance. That's why ROH needs its own show. He hasn't slept since last Saturday.
Hmm.
Wow, I don't know how he's still awake.
See, he wants another shot. I knew it. Oh, Jericho, come on.
Want another shot? And of course, he's gonna say no. If you want it, forget it. What can he offer?
Entertainer. Sports entertainer.
Matt Lee makes take a Chris Jericho, a young Chris Jericho on the mic.
Yeah.
And you'd think he's from New York, but he's actually from Canada.
Jericho. You're breaking my nipples hard. What is their fixation with nipples, man? I don't get it. I can't keep
Yeah,
shame.
Claudio looks pissed.
Oh yeah, he does. You know, they're trying to get him to join the Jericho Appreciation Society.
Jericho's losing. He's losing that belt.
He's got to, man. He's got to lose it. He has to go back on to Claudio's waist.
Claudio ain't going to Jericho Appreciation Society. It's a good stip. It's a good stipulation though.
Yeah. I remember whenever Jericho tried to get Moxley to join the inner circle, he was like, I don't want to join your group. It's stupid.
I was there that night. He joined the inner circle for at least 2 minutes, and then he winked,
Yeah.
and then he winked into the camera, which I didn't see that because
Yeah.
it was live. And then a few minutes later, he says, "I was just kidding." Then he
Yeah.
it's
That
a,
was
it's a secret group.
hilarious.
He heard down ships Jericho.
Yeah. That was great television, though, I gotta say.
And that video on YouTube that AEW has got 5.9 million views for
Wow.
that segment.
It was a great segment. It really was.
And like they got a chase figure like John Moxley 1 out of 500 from that night. Like it's when John Moxley joined the inner circle for a few minutes, like when a Moxley took off the jacket and had an inner circle, and then he has the bubbly where he smashed against Jericho's head, like
Mm,
like like in the figure. I really want that
yeah.
figure, but it's so expensive. It should be a good match. Jericho and Claudio in an ROH
Hmm.
ring. Never thought I'd see Jericho wrestling Ring of Honor. Oh, Tony.
Damn, Tony looks beat the hell up. Hold on 1 second. Be right back. I'm gonna grab my drink. Hmm. I love that information that Darby Allen has. That cartoon. I love that.
Tony Storm has it all. She can wrestle. She's good on the mic.
Yeah.
You know what? Like being there at Full Gear, their match was the best match of the entire night. And I feel like for me, like this is the first time ever the women's put on a bet like the match of the night on a pay per view in AEW wise.
It was a killer match, man. It really was.
And this was the first time on an AEW pay per view that they had three women's matches on the card.
Yeah. I'm
So
loving that the women are getting a lot of shine these days. I love that. They deserve it.
I was watching a interview with Jim Ross in 2019, and there was and a lot of fans were complaining that the women weren't getting a lot of shots and stuff. And he was
Hmm.
like, the women are gonna have to earn their spot on like a big like main event stuff. Like you can't just like like in WWE, like they really had to prove themselves to really earn that main event spot. And I feel like
Yeah.
over the years have come, the women in AEW have proven that week by week. Like when they added Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter, Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, um, others, uh, they're constantly improving. So it won't be for too
Yeah.
long they get before they maybe have a main event on a pay per view. Uh, but it's gonna have to be earned, and I feel like they're earning it. The women in AEW are starting to earn getting bigger opportunities. So
Yeah. I hope
which is
eventually to see a women's tag team division come through. I want to see that.
I don't think I think it won't be too long. I think in 2023 sky's the limit for that.
Yeah.
Once they get a few women back, Ruby Soho and Statlander, maybe
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa, they'll be set. Darby Allin and Anthony Henry. Anthony Henry's very, very good. His match in Ring of Honor was very good. I forget who he went against.
Oh, Darby flying through the air.
Ooh, that was a good transition. Well, he got JD Drake in that.
Oh. Oh, ouch. That hurt. That hurt.
Caught him.
Oh.
Anthony Henry. Oh, I spit on him.
That's nasty. He spit on him.
That's nasty. No, but I've seen worse. I've seen people lick people's blood, and that's nothing.
Still to come, the trios match.
Yeah, I think she is gonna have a match on here
Mm.
on her Rampage. I don't know. I think it just is Hikaru Shida in action, so it'll probably her in a local town or jobber.
Be good to see her in the ring.
Yeah, it's been a while since she's been on TV.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of hers.
I believe the last time she was on TV was against Tony Storm on Dynamite.
I think so, yeah. Oh,
This match has got a good pace to it.
yeah, it does.
Oh, suplex? No. Oh, that was a good one. Darby went up for the. He went off. He tried to go off the ropes, and then he went back,
Mm-hmm.
and then like Anthony Henry caught him with the German suplex, kind of like in a
Yeah,
midair. Darby went off the ropes. That was cool.
that was impressive. See, they have great chemistry in the ring.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if these two have went against each other a lot in the like indies before they was even in AEW.
Yeah, I believe they do have a past. They do have a
I,
past.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did. If they did. A lot of these guys came from PWG, Pro Wrestling Gorilla, and AEW.
Yeah.
Darby, Jungle Boy, Lucha Bros, Brian Cage, Keith Lee, Kenny Omega, the Young
Mm-hmm.
Bucks.
Moxley.
Yeah.
Dropped my mic. Anthony off the top rope. Oh, oh, he hit the code red. Oh, yeah, he hit the code red. Didn't get a pin from it though. Didn't hit the 3.
Enigma 47. Thanks for watching. Enigma 47.
Damn. You see what he did to Darby?
Is he putting Darby on the top rope on your end?
My Sting is outside fighting with his with the guy I forget his name, but he's out there fighting him now. Now Darby's on the top rope.
These commercials are messing me up a little bit.
I'm actually not getting any commercials. It's just going.
Coffin drop. That was a good match.
Oh yeah.
I love that coffin drop by Darby. Has the match finished? Finished on your end?
He is going off. Yeah, yeah, it's over. Yeah, now Sting's getting into the ring with Darby.
Yeah, we're at the same spot. Uh, Enigma 47. How'd you find out about our podcast?
Hey, thanks for tuning in.
I'm curious to see how people find our podcasts sometimes. If it's like social media, if it's like suggested on like YouTube video, like suggested videos.
Yeah, how'd you find us?
Hmm.
I love this new attitude Athena's got. I love it. Oh, she said dismissed.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I'm just searching people that are watching Rampage. Yeah, we're watching Rampage. We just had Matt Taven, AEW star and our White Star on here.
Yeah,
Uh,
great interview.
After this is up, this live stream will still be up, but normally on YouTube it takes a few minutes for live streams to show back up. But we will be lots of times for our like interviews. I like to chop out the interview part and make it a separate upload itself. So if you'd like to watch the Matt Taven interview by itself, I'll have that up probably by Saturday or Sunday probably. But yeah, Academic 47, she definitely subscribed to our YouTube channel. We're at 247 subscribers. Three more normally at 250. Um, Tonight, that's 50 from 300.
Yeah.
We do Dynamite live reactions, Rampage live reactions. We have special guests, as we did tonight with Matt Taven. December 16th, we got Ken Shamrock, former WWE Intercontinental Champion and UFC fighter.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
That's gonna be, I got some questions. I'm curious to ask Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, me too. So yeah, folks, stick around. We got some great things happening on this channel.
And as I said before, well, this year we've had a lot of guests. We've had Alex Shelley, Buddy Matthews, Bryce Rimsberg.
Mhm. Sabu.
Can't remember if it was this year. I believe it was this year. Yeah, it was this year. Yeah, we had Sabu this year. But next year, 23, you might see a guy from O'Reilly's. There's a guy he likes snakes for some reason. He brings a snake to the ring. You might see a superhero in here. So be on the lookout for people that like snakes and people's last name that's O'Reilly.
Yeah,
So
it's
definitely
gonna
want
be great. Can't wait.
and again I want to apologize for what's scratchy. Um, from being in New Jersey, coming back here, the weather's completely different. In New
Mm.
Jersey, like it's cold down here, but go on to New Jersey, it's on a whole another level of cold.
I bet.
It's not the same cold. I packed warm, but these people wearing like 4 jackets at a time.
Man. Yeah, up north, man, they get hit with snowstorms, blizzards, all that stuff. It gets pretty damn cold.
What are they showing on your end? Is it Mark Henry?
Yeah, right now it is.
Uh, is that that's Roosh, but it looks like Adam Rose is a bunny. Adam Rose is the
Yeah,
bunny.
the
You guys
rosebuds.
watching the World Cup? I haven't really been watching the World Cup. I know Canada's in it, or isn't it? I saw on Twitter that Canada was in it.
I'm actually not really a big soccer fan, honestly.
Yeah, I don't really watch soccer that much either. I've been following up a little bit on Twitter with it.
Mm. Yeah, crumbs. He called them crumbs.
FTR.
Man, like giving a good time, giving good time for this main event. It's gonna be a long one.
Oh yeah, they got to make a good time for this one.
Yeah.
David Howe, FTR. FTR needs to win those AEW in 2023. They have to win them. They can't keep them off. They can't not let them win them at some point.
Yeah.
Who? Brian Danielson versus Dax Harwood. That's gonna be a good match. It's next Wednesday.
Oh yes, yes, definitely.
Jade's birthday
Now
celebration.
I want to see that match. That's gonna be good.
I think it was a Will Nightingale versus Anna Jade. That should be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm into Willow, man. I'm a fan. I've become a fan of hers.
Of course, the Elite versus Death Triangle match 3. Uh, Survivor Series is tomorrow. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know it was tomorrow. I knew it was coming up. Survivor Series War Games.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
now
it is
that you
tomorrow.
mentioned, I might tune in to watch it. I don't. I watch AEW the most. I don't really watch WWE on a weekly basis.
Hmm.
I do AEW, but I might tune in. It's War Games Survivor Series, so I'll
Yeah,
probably tune in for that one.
it should be pretty good, honestly. I mean, always been a tradition of mine to watch Survivor Series.
With it being a War Games, should be
Yeah,
definitely different. Roosh. I think he would be a good All Atlantic champion. Roosh would.
yeah, I agree. He would. He'd be a fighting champion too. I can see that.
We'll be right back. He's restroom.
I gotta say, I love that coat Rush has on though. That's a badass coat. Future champion definitely would be Rush. It should be pretty good. They have good time going in, so it should be pretty good. Once again, folks, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. You're watching with us. Why not subscribe? We got good things happening on this channel. Tell your friends. Oh, hmm.
Right, I'm back.
All right, and the bell rings.
Could you hear me when I was gone?
No.
More WWE guy. I don't think AEW is that good anymore.
Hmm.
Everyone's got their opinions about that.
I mean,
Uh,
you're entitled to your opinions, you know.
yeah. I probably never watched WWE like I used to. I probably never will. I will admit Triple H has changed some things for the better, but
Hmm.
my opinion, not much has changed. Um, I don't want to see Dexter Lumis stuck in the Miz. I'm sorry,
Yeah, that's getting old. That's getting pretty old.
but some things have changed. Like some of the storylines have gotten better. Some of we're treating a lot of the wrestlers better, like Ricochet, a few others.
Yeah.
They're giving them their names back, but to bring me a Yemen for a few weeks and they call her Mitchin or like whatever they're calling her now, they change her name just like
Michi.
that.
Apparently, it was a nickname she's always had in real life, and they just started using it, and But
But I will admit, I feel like Vince still has some power in WWE. I don't know. I feel like he still has some control.
yeah,
I have
it
that
feels
feeling
that way.
I felt that feeling that he has some pull still.
Like a silent partner.
He is still a shareholder, the top one. So,
Yeah, he still has stakes in the company. So
but with Stephanie and Nick Khan as the owners, he couldn't make any final decisions. It would have to be approved by them. He can't do like he used to and make a decision
hmm
and like that's what and like his decision was the final decision, which that's a good thing.
yeah.
Bruce got
Oh,
this small.
jeez. He's choking the life out of the dude. Yeah, and they're pouring water on him to add insult to injury. That's messed up.
I like Arush. I think he's a very good wrestler. I wish Andrade wasn't suspended. Like I think they who was it? It was Andrade, Rush, and another guy. Never in the trios tournament. Like they would be good trios champions in AEW.
hmm
But I don't know what Andrade's status is in AEW right now. Which I feel like they're gonna be fine without it. Andrade, I
Yeah.
it might actually be a better thing if he did leave, maybe because like however him to use Malachi Black, the House of Black, Will Hobbs, Jay Lethal, Ricky
Yeah.
Starks,
Yeah.
they got more room to use people. But then again, I don't want them to lose Andrade because he's an amazing athlete. So
Oh, hell of a talent. Yeah.
you just gotta pick and choose. That's why you gotta watch how many people you sign. You don't need to sign everyone that comes available. Um,
hmm
but the only good thing about that is when AEW had a lot of injuries this year, around like the summer, Punk was out, Danielson was out, uh, a whole bunch of guys was out this summer, and
Yeah, it was a
they
summer
signed.
of injuries.
But AEW had signed so many people that it really didn't affect them because they had so many people to choose from that they could still use.
Yeah.
Which sometimes that's a good thing if you it can be a bad thing, good thing if you keep signing people. Because if you get like injuries, you have a lot of people that can step in and step up and fill another spot in the company.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, on one hand, it's a great thing. On the other hand, you don't want to oversaturate the roster.
Yeah, because not every time you're gonna have a bunch of injuries at one time. I mean, you might like how the summer was, but you won't have that all the time.
Yeah.
So you just gotta really balance out of who you really want over someone else.
hmm
So that's tough to make those sacrifices.
You got to do what's best for the business. Do what's best for the company.
Yeah. So got the main event of Rampage. Dark Order versus Butcher and Blade and Roosh. It's good to see Butcher and Blade get more
Yeah.
good use. We get used more in AEW. Well, good Rampage is at its normal time slot next Friday.
But good.
I feel like tonight was because of the hockey because when I got home there was a hockey game going on Apparently, they're having two
Oh,
hockey
okay.
games. Like they're having two hockey games on TNT tonight, back to back.
I didn't know TNT showed hockey.
I think they started that up maybe a year ago. They started doing that because they didn't. Because I know they did basketball and baseball, but they
Mhm.
just started doing hockey. Oh, here comes 10. 10 from the Dark Order. He's gonna do. Is he gonna do what I think he's gonna do? I knew it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There's a -1 out there too.
How dare you?
Oh man.
I knew he was gonna
Well,
do that.
why interrupt the match? I mean,
I guess he just causing them to lose the match.
oh,
Dark
come
Order.
on. He told you.
Well, there goes Evil Uno.
I saw that coming, man. I saw that coming.
They were building on this for weeks. Even when Andrade was there, it was building towards this. Now 10 needs to take off the mask. This could be a
He
good
should
spot.
unmask. Yeah.
I think he put the middle finger to the crowd. I bet you he takes it off in a minute. Oh, look at
The
-1.
dismantling of the Dark Order.
Well, the Dark Order's done.
Hey,
They're done. All they have is 3 members now. They have Evil Uno, Silver, and Reynolds, and that's it.
see, -1. He is shocked at what's going on.
Well, they're gonna take Evil Uno's mask off. Wow. I didn't know Evil Uno.
Oh, he unmasked him.
I didn't know Evil
He's
Uno.
unmasking them.
I didn't know Evil Uno was bald.
Yeah. Who knew?
Someone's going through a table too. All hell is breaking loose on Rampage. A Black Friday. What the heck? Can we just enjoy?
Oh, they're ripping it apart. They're ripping the mask apart.
Alex Reynolds gone. Alex Reynolds right through the table.
Oh man.
Just take off the mask now. There's no need for the mask anymore. I wonder what he's going to go by.
Oh,
Is it he's going to go by his real name, Preston Vance?
probably.
Oh, he's taking the mask off.
see, I saw that. I saw this coming, man.
I like this.
Yes, I'm enjoying this.
It's about time he breaks the. She's crying. The woman in the front is crying.
I saw that.
-1. I feel like they would tell him this before it started, or before I did this.
I think it's a good move. I really do. I think it's a good move. I mean, he's so underrated, you know?
10 is very, very young, and he's like, this is like Dark Order kind of became everyone's left the Dark Order. Everyone's left it, and they want to do their own things. And I think 10 could potentially be a world champion in AEW, and
Yeah.
not anytime soon, but years down the road, he could be a TNT champion. He could be the face of AEW in a few years.
I can definitely see that. Yeah.
I like that. It's about time they did something different. But they've been building towards this for weeks. Like even when Andrade was there, they was building towards this.
Mm-hmm. I'm enjoying it. I think it's a good move. It's a good move.
I wonder if Andrade didn't get suspended, was that going to be the finish with Andrade? In that match, Andrade was going to turn on the Dark Order when Andrade was there.
Yeah. It probably could have been the way they were planning it.
But yeah, that was pretty much it for Rampage. I thought it was a very good Rampage. Give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm about there too. I'll give it an 8.
I feel like they could have had a better women's match than what they did. But it was good seeing Sheeta on TV. But yeah, we'll be back possibly Monday. I feel horrible right now, so I'm trying to get better for Monday.
Yeah.
But it was great having Matt Taven on here. As I said, I'll be putting once this is up on YouTube. Because it takes a little bit for the live streams to show back up on YouTube. Once it's up, I'll take the Matt Taven clip and put it in its own video. So if you guys just wanted to watch the Matt Taven interview, you can do that. But yeah, definitely check out the All Elite Zone in the link description below. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Spotify, and Podvine. We just got on Podvine a few weeks ago. It's basically like Spotify, but not Spotify. And definitely subscribe to the All Elite Zone YouTube channel right here. We're at 247 subscribers. Last time I checked, 247. 3 away from 250. But yeah, we'll see you guys possibly Monday.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Peace.